Hey there folks, Santee at the Arizona Ghost Raiders here. I'm here at Fort Lowell Park, a very prominent post during the Apache Wars, which we're going to talk about today. Actually, we're talking about the greatest Apache warrior, Geronimo. In June of 1829, Geronimo entered the world along a fork of the Gila River in what is now New Mexico. He was one of 8 children born to Apache farmers and grew up planting and harvesting a variety of fruits and vegetables, including beans and corn. I've heard his Apache name pronounced different ways: Goyathla, Goyathle, Goyakla, and Goyakle. Since my grasp on the Native American languages is kind of weak, I'm not committing to any of those. So let's just call him Geronimo.
Geronimo! Geronimo! Me!
At the age of 17, Geronimo became a warrior in the Bedonkohe tribe. This also allowed him to marry his childhood sweetheart, Alope, which he earned by delivering a herd of ponies to her father. So if things were looking pretty good for this Chiricahua Apache, how did the legend begin? In 1858, during a trading trip in Mexico, elements of the Mexican army raided their camp and killed Geronimo's mother, wife, and 3 children. 1 year later, he led an attack on those very soldiers and took his revenge by slaughtering them all. The decades that followed saw many raids against Mexican settlements as well as difficulties with the U.S. Army. See, the great Apache war chief Mangus Colorados tried to make peace with the army in 1863, but was tortured and killed instead, putting a bad taste in the tribe's mouth when it came to the white man. So, now Geronimo still despises the Mexicans and distrusts the Americans. Yeah, that kept him pretty busy in the warrior department. During these years, he surrendered 3 times and was put on a reservation. It should be known that the Apache moved around a lot, sort of a nomadic lifestyle. Therefore, being plopped on a reservation was seriously restricting their way of life. Also, there were some issues with other sub-tribes that caused tension. In 1886, the U.S. Army transported 5,000 troops out west to solve this issue. It proved to be too much for the Apache renegades. General George Crook...
Well, I'm not a crook.
Wrong Crook. General Crook accepted Geronimo's surrender on March 25th, and photographer C.S. Fly took a bunch of photos to document the occasion.
Does this hat make my butt look big?
Sadly, word got to the Apaches that they would be killed on the way back to the U.S., and even though Crook tried to convince the warriors otherwise, they didn't leave Mexico. Well, that blew it for General Crook, and he was replaced by Nelson Miles, who finally got the job done.
I'll take it from here, Crook.
Fine.
Miles promised the renegade a house, land, and livestock. This time, Geronimo was not put on a reservation. Rather, he, his followers, remaining family, and the scouts who helped capture him were imprisoned in forts in various parts of the country. It took more than 5 years for Nelson Miles to make good on his promise. During his imprisonment, he made many public appearances as the unbeatable warrior. In 1905, Stephen Melville Barrett wanted to interview Geronimo in Fort Sill with the intention of writing the story of the great Apache leader. Initially, Barrett was turned down because the military didn't want Geronimo's exploits glorified due to his crimes. Eventually, the request was granted, and we now have a book blessed by the warrior himself. On February 17, 1909, the Apache leader died from pneumonia and was buried not far from his lands at Fort Sill. I put a link in the description field if you're interested in reading about the life and culture of this unbeatable man. Well, folks, that's it for another episode. Thanks for watching. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on down the trail.